Well, good morning. I'm not exactly sure what happened this morning, but we I had some technical difficulties, and 7:59 rolled up, and I went to hit the live button, and there was nothing there. In fact, for some reason, it said my browser wasn't doing what my browser's supposed to do to be able to do what it is that I'm going to do, and so I couldn't do the thing that I was going to do. So now we're going to do the thing that I was going to do, but we're going to do it 1 minute later than I was going to do it, and we're going to do it in a different format than I was going to do it. So I got to do it on my phone. So sometimes you don't get to do what you want to do the way you want to do it, the way you're used to doing it, the way you like to do it, because we're all creatures of habit. And kind of relates to what we're going through right now, doesn't it? That we would all love to be doing what we do because we love to do it the way we love to do it. We've always done it the way we've done it. And we get up in the morning and we go to do the thing that we want to do, the thing we've always done, the thing that we would love to be doing the way we like to do it, and we can't do it. Why? Well, because we're in a situation where we can't. So what happens then? We got to figure out new ways to do it. We got to figure out new ways to go about doing what we do in a different way than we usually do it because we can't do it the way we used to do it. So this morning, what we're going to do is we're going to do it in a new way. At least I'm going to do it in a new way. And it's on my phone. And we're just going to do what we're going to do in a new way. So we're going to get it done, but it's not going to be done the way we usually do it. And so is life. So is every morning. Now, the awesome thing about that is I believe God intends that. For some reason, we get into these habits and we get rolling along, and we think that everything should be the same every morning, that when we experience God in a certain way, he should do what he did yesterday. It's familiar, it's comfortable, it's comforting to some degree, it's predictable. Well, the awesome thing about God, if we really allow ourselves to think about it, is God ain't predictable. God is new. God is fresh. Every morning is different. Every morning brings us something more to do, even if it's the same thing we usually do. We ought not get caught doing it the same way every time, because all of a sudden we find ourselves in a rut, in a routine that is not life-giving. Not only does it not give us life, but because it doesn't give us life, it's extremely difficult for us to give anyone else life. And God is trying every day to give us life. He's given us life in the little L way, in that he's animated us and he's put his life in us. But then he gives us, though, if we have a relationship with him through Jesus, we have a life that's a big L life. And that's when the Holy Spirit comes in us and it blows up and he's bubbling and fervent and he's moving. And that is the life that God doesn't intend for us to live the same way every day. So maybe it's really good that in nearly everything we're doing, we can't do it the way we normally do it, the way we want to do it, the way we've always done it. Because God's trying to say to us, that's not life. And that's not me. Your day is new today. And my expression to you of myself is new to you today. But if you are only doing what you do the way you always do it, and you refuse to do it any other way, you're going to miss out on my newness. You're going to miss out on what I'm doing, what I want to do in you today. And in fact, if you're only doing what you always do, and you only do it the way you always do it, and you refuse to do it any other way, guess what you're doing? You're missing out on the newness that I have for you, and you're eating stale manna. You know, that's why God said to the Israelites when they're in the desert, I'm going to rain down bread on your head. So go out in the morning, first thing, and it's going to cling to everything like dew. When you go out, take one jar with you, or take a jar with you, and I want you to fill that jar, but only take enough for what? Today. I need you to trust me. I need you to have faith in me. So today I will give you your daily bread. That's where that prayer came from. So the Israelites would go out and they'd gather in their jar enough manna for the day. Because what God was saying to them was, I'm going to do for you what I need to do for you, and it's going to be good for what? Today. If you keep it and you hide it in your tent, guess what's going to happen to it? It's going to get maggots, moldy, nasty, stink. Why? Well, because you're showing, to some degree, a lack of faith. And you're not going to let me show you tomorrow what I have for you today. Because what I have for you today is utterly new, utterly fresh. I want you to experience me every day. I want you to trust me every day. I want you to have faith today that tomorrow I will provide again. I have given you today to prove my faithfulness to you. I provide for you to show you my grace, to show you my love, to show you my desire to provide and to dwell with you. And it's got deeper meaning. The deeper meaning is he wants to have conversation with us, fresh and new, every day. He wants to fill our hearts anew every day. He wants to show himself to us new every day. Why? To build our faith. He provided for me bread yesterday. I trust that he will today. He met me in the quiet yesterday. I trust he will today. He took me through the trials yesterday. I trust he will today. And day after day after day. Instead of doing what I always do the way I do it and expecting the same thing over and over and over again, maybe it's time for me to realize, man, you have a new circumstance for me today. You have new opportunity for me today. You've given me a new day today. Maybe I should treat it that way. Maybe I should treat every conversation as if it's never happened before, and every meeting with every person, even though I know them well, like I've never met them before. Maybe I should approach my job today as if I've never done it before. Maybe I should approach every sunrise as if I've never seen one before. Every sunset, every silver moon, every drop of rain, every flower, every exertion of strength and stamina, athletic prowess, artistic bent. Maybe when I sing a song, it's 100th time I've sung it, I should approach it as if I've never sung it before. And almost like I'm learning it new today. To let it be fresh, to let it be new, to let it speak to me today. Now, a number of you are coming on late. That's awesome. No problem with that. I'm going to encourage you to do something, though, because I think this is really important today. I'm going to encourage us all at some point to go back and look at this from the beginning. The day, the new day, the fresh day. Now, you're saying to yourself, where in the world are the scriptures? Well, believe it or not, I just repeated them, a bunch of them, all in one big foul swoop. See, when Jesus showed up, he showed up in a new way. How do I know that? Well, his glory used to dwell in what was called the Holy of Holies. And only one person was allowed to go back there to actually see the Holy of Holies, to actually experience the Holy of Holies, to actually be able to serve God in that most holy place. It was magnificent. It was amazing. And all of Israel would wait to see how the high priest every year would he survive seeing God? Would he have shown himself worthy? Would he have brought the right sacrifice? Would he have acted in a holy way? And that's amazing. It really is. But you know what's more astounding? That Jesus, while he's sitting in the kingdom, looked at his Father and said, it's time for us to go, isn't it? It's time for me to visit those we have made in our image, those we love, those we are desiring to draw close to us. And I think they had some sort of a discussion. And it was kind of like this, but God, I can't go down there with my glory because they'll blow up. They can't contain the glory that we have. You know, Matt and I, Wednesday night, talked about the fact that it dawned on me in the middle of the conversation as we talked about going to heaven, that there's a reason we have to have a new body when we get to the heavens. Because when we see God in all his glory, this old body will explode. It'll just blow into pieces. It can't contain it. Can't. Well, Jesus knew that. And so when he came in a new way to do a new thing. He put down his glory, and he came down and he put our flesh on and he walked among us. And you know what he did? He brought the Holy of Holies down to us. He brought his Father's presence into our midst. He showed us a new way. Invited us into a new way. So let me do this really quick. I'm just going to read a couple of texts, and then we're going to go about the day today, hopefully with freshness, hopefully with new vigor, hopefully approaching the day. Listen, this sunrise this morning, unbelievable. The frost and the dew on the grass shimmered like tiny little droplets of gems. The cold air juxtaposed by the warm sun made me feel like I had just two different types of life going on around me and in me. My cold feet under a hot blanket. Just contrast and newness and life. So, I'm going to read out of Lamentations chapter 3, and there's a couple verses that I'm going to just poke at here. It says, I remember my affliction and my wandering. I remember the things that pressed against me and wandering. And what I mean by wandering is just not being sure where to anchor myself, just kind of looking for a place. I well remember them. And my soul, it's downcast in me as I reflect on all those things that were difficult and not being able to know where to anchor myself. My soul is downcast within me. Listen to verse 21. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. In other words, I remember those things, I've experienced those things, I go back and I look at those things, and it brings sadness. I'm downcast. But, he says, but I call this to mind. So what I do is in the midst of all that, I remember something else. I allow my mind to be shifted. I think about a new thing. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Listen, verse 22. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. We're not consumed. Those afflictions do not just tear us up and turn us into dust and the wind blow us away. We're not consumed by it. Because of the Lord's great love, we're not consumed, for his compassions never fail. His heart is always for us. It is always moving toward us. It is always desiring to be close to us. It is always desiring to bring comfort. If you're taking notes, put 2 Corinthians chapter 1 right here. Because of the Lord's great love for us, we're not consumed, for his compassions never fail. Listen to this, verse 23. They're new every morning. They're new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. His mercies, his compassions, his presence in our lives, his presentation to us every morning is new. We have to stop wishing we can do the things we always do, the way we always do it, to experience the same things we've always experienced, because that's what we're used to. That's what makes us comfortable. No, stop. No. Maybe it's time for us to go back and reflect on our afflictions a little bit. Maybe it's time for us to sit and dwell for a moment in the puddles of our tears. Not to remain there, but to realize every day faithfully God meets us in the tears and he wipes them. He meets us in our affliction, and then he fixes them, and we're never consumed by them. Our soul is never turned to dust and blown away. We're never called away from his presence to never be in his presence again. No. His great love for us, we have to remember this. Let those afflictions then juxtapose or be in contrast to that which is actually true. Yes, there were afflictions. Yes, I had tears. Yes, I wish that hadn't happened, but it did. Does it make me sad when I think about it? Sure it does. But now contrast it with this consistent shift in our thinking. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. For his compassions, his mercies never fail us. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Like manna falling like the dew, it is new every morning. So I say to myself, this is what I remind myself of. The Lord is my portion. He is my bread of life. He is the wellspring rising up in me. He is the river of life that moves through me. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore, I will wait for him. I won't dwell in my afflictions. I won't let them consume me. I won't let them tear me down. I will not let them discourage me. I'm not going to let them make me want the same thing over and over and over again. No, I will remember. That God's love is so great. I am not consumed. His mercies are new every morning, and he is faithful. I will make him my portion. I'll take a bite of his word every morning, and I will wait for him. I will wait. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, not in this world, not in the authorities of this world, not in the ways of this world, not in the things that we've always done the way we've done it. No. See, it's new every morning. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him. It is good, listen, it is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord, for his saving, for his mercies, for his daily grace. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he was young, to sit under the weight of that for a moment, that we might now turn and look to see that our hope is not in anything around here. It's not in the habits of the day. It's not in the security of my job. It's not in the pride of my academics. It's not in the prowess of my athletic ability. It's not in the strength of my flesh. The wisdom of doctors, the leaders of government authorities, it's none of that. Zero. And man, are we learning that now. But I think God's doing that on purpose because he doesn't want us to rely on what we've always relied on. He doesn't want us to sit where we've always sat. He doesn't want us to just dwell in the tears of our afflictions. He wants us to think, oh, wait, no, stop. There is a God whose mercies are new every day, whose compassions never fail, that does not turn my heart to dust, but in fact has an inheritance waiting for me in eternity and is faithful. He's faithful and good to finish the work he's begun in me, to turn all these afflictions into something good that I would reflect, that I would carry, that I would be formed in the shape of, and join him in the mission of his son, Jesus, that I would grow in love and mercy and grace and power and strength, stamina, and that I would have the great joy and the great privilege of being met by him every day, new, fresh, not doing what he's always done the way he's always done it, no, but meeting me in the midst of where I am today, breathing new air, giving me new gifts of his presence, his power, his grace, and his mercies. What an amazing thing our God does for us every day. Let's approach the day today as if we've never lived it. You know why? Because we haven't. This one's new. Let's treat it that way. Let's rejoice in it that way. Yes, I've had afflictions. I've shed tears. Yes, times can be difficult. And those things can make me sad. But I cannot dwell there. I must then turn and look to God and go, oh, wait, stop. I'm not consumed. My soul is revived. My spirit is being swollen by his spirit, his grace, his love, his mercy, his presence, his power. He is merciful every morning. He is my portion. I will go out and I will pick up the manna and put it in a jar for the day and trust that tomorrow, if and when it comes, there's another portion waiting for me. And if that day doesn't come, I ought not be sad, because that means I don't have to pick up manna anymore, because I'm in the presence of the Most High God, who is the bread of life. He's our portion. Rejoice in him. Contrast your afflictions with the fact, the truth, that God is new today. His love never fails. His compassion is always with us. And his mercies, they're new. Have a great day.